Good evening, YouTube. Fat Cat Collections back at you with another watch show and tell. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel tonight. Basically, if you're new to the channel, what I do is I review whatever I like, mainly watches, and I'm a huge passionate Invicta watch collector and a fan of the product. I think they make a wonderful product for the money. And putting money aside, I haven't found any watch that give you this much for what you're spending. So, and quality. I mean, I've had these watches for well over 2 years. Haven't had any problems with the exception of one issue. And it's been a minor issue. It's not really even a big deal. So, for my subscribers, wow, over 2,000. Never thought that would happen. So, pretty cool that there's that many people who enjoy these videos and like what I have to say about them. I think that the videos are very helpful because, like I've said, I show you the watch on the wrist, and I think that's the most important part of making a decision to buy a watch. I mean, that's where you wear it. I mean, what good is it for me to show you a bunch of high-resolution close-ups? The internet's a big place. You can find all kinds of high-resolution close-up pictures of these watches. So, you know, you can find those on my Pinterest, my Facebook page. They're all in there. Check out those resources. And mainly, PHATKATWatches.com, where you can find all this stuff. I'm actually going to be uploading galleries soon with some high-resolution, really nice pictures where you can, you know, check out that part of the whole review as well. But mainly, I like to present them like an everyday guy. Listen, I don't sell these watches. However, I do have my website, which I refer you to reputable sellers on eBay, and I do get a kickback for that, which does help the sport channel, buy new watches, buy gear, and make these videos. And you know what? Ultimately, I started making these videos just because I absolutely love these watches, and I'm going to keep doing so regardless of, I mean, I buy them regardless, so it doesn't really make a difference. And I'm glad that you buy them too, because they make a great product, and I'm really, I have a lot of fun sharing the excitement with all you folks who are addicted to these watches as well. I compare this whole Invicta game to like Harley riders, you know what I mean? Like, they only ride Harleys, and that's kind of like, not everybody collects watches, but people collect Invicta watches, which is really weird to me, which is actually really cool. So, I mean, I have well over 65 watches, and of them I have I think about 15 to 17 Invictas, and a lot more coming. I mean, I'm not going to stop, and man, I just absolutely love the product. I look for other watches. I try to look for other watches that I like. I mean, even ones that are more expensive. I just don't find anything that gives me that look that I like, not only for the money, but just, they just make a great product. What can I say? So tonight, this watch I've already reviewed, okay? And the reason I'm re-reviewing it is because I feel like when I first put it out there, it was in the beginning when I didn't have a lot of subscribers, and I feel like not a lot of people have discovered this watch. And this watch gets me, I gotta say, probably more compliments than any of my other Invicta watches. And, you know, just because I like, you know, like I said, the Grand Arsenal is my favorite watch. But this watch was like half the price. I think I paid about $180 for this watch. The price with Invicta, you will see, will fluctuate depending on how many are in production and how many people are selling it. But this one I picked up for about $180, and now is a great time to find this watch. Average for this watch, if $180 to $250 is going to be a fair deal for this watch. So don't pay more than that. That's a pretty fair deal right there. This one here is a Subaqua Noma 3. And I got this watch because I was like, you know what? I really wanted a two-tone rose, and this is one of the first ones I got. So rose and silver. I love the two-tone look. And I was like, gosh, I got this before I got any of the Grand Arsenals, before I went crazy buying these watches, right? So I was like, I don't want to spend more than $200. And so this was on sale for like $179. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to get that watch. I got it, and then like a week later, I got the Grand Arsenal, and then I got a whole bunch more Grand Arsenals. So, but I'm still glad I got it because it's one that it's an all matte finish watch. There's not a lot of polishing on it. So this is kind of the one of the watches I can wear, and I'm not saying I'm not careful with it. I am, but it's kind of the ones that, you know, your full polished watches, they're going to show scratches more. Whereas this, the texture on this watch, you're not going to see any little blemish you get on it. Now let me show you what I mean, okay? This watch here has this kind of like this, I'm not even sure what you'd call it. I can't really even compare it to anything, but like this kind of crisscross pattern on the middle links. They're satin finish and rose tone. The band is all satin finish and stainless. You have a satin finish bezel. The only polished parts in this are on the side of the bands, the side of the case, and of course, like I said, a little bit around the bezel. But definitely a watch where, you know, if you bunk it around a little bit, you're not going to notice any scratches or anything like that. This is done with, like I said, the Rosetone and silver, Rosetone face. Movement, let's face it, who cares? It's a Swiss Ronda. That's all you really need to know about it. Because you're not really buying these watches for the movement. Although it is a Swiss-made Ronda movement, which makes a lot of... I mean, they make... most of the Invicta watches use the Ronda movements. Some use, when they use the automatics, like the Grand Diaries, will use Seiko movements. But, you know, it's a great movement. You're not going to have any problems with it. And, alright, what else can be said about this? Again, Subaqua Noma 3, you'll see the 3 raised... I'm not really sure loops. I'm not really sure what you'd call them on the bezel. All the Subaqua Nomas from 1 all the way through to 5 have these loops. These loops, I think, started with the 3. So you have 3, and then the 4, the Subaqua Noma 4, which I don't have in my collection yet. I have 4, and then 5. I probably won't pick up the Subaqua Noma 1 because it's a little bit smaller, and I just don't think for what you pay for it that's really for me. If it was in the $150 price range, I probably would pick it up, but it's not, and there's so many other Invictas I want that I will enjoy more. But it is a beautiful watch. They have the Subaqua Noma 6 coming out. I've seen some sneak previews of it. It looks cool, but Subaqua Noma 5 and the 3 are still my favorite Subaqua Noma watches. Let me get a little close up here. I'll just show you, you know, just a couple shots here. You know, everything's standard. Flame Fusion Crystal. You got your pushers. This is kind of cool. You have your crown protector that kind of flips down. Kind of similar to, the Coalition Forces crown protector. Snaps in. You know, unidirectional rotating bezel. What else? That's about it. Standard back. You have this kind of, on this one here, you have a dragon. I believe it's a dragon or a serpent. Something on the back. I mean, who really cares? But it is a beautiful watch. This one gets, like I said before, this one gets a lot of compliments, which surprises me because I never really feel like it's all that. You know, when I wear like the Sea Hunter or the or my Grand Arsenal or some of the other ones I got, I'm like, all right, you know, these watches were like $400. You know, they're bigger, they're chunkier, and don't get me wrong, they get compliments, they get noticed. But this one here, surprisingly, I think just due to the color combo and the design, it gets me a lot of compliments. One day I got like eight or 9 compliments at work. I mean, I had within 2 minutes like 5 people be like, "Wow, look at his watch," which is amazing. And you know, I don't get them for the compliment factor, but you know what? It's nice to get a compliment regardless. I mean, nobody's ever mad to get a compliment. So I mean, let's be real. But all right, so. Let me just tell you. Okay, model number is what's important. Also, let me tell you what that one is. This one here is the. If I can find it, right? The 15953 Subaqua Noma 3. They make this watch in many, many different color combos. This one here is made in all silver, rose and silver, and then yellow, gold, and silver. And they make it in like a lot of different models as well that are, you know, like different faces and all stuff. But this one here was a really great deal. So what's important here is that fact that I'm 5'8" tall. I weigh about 170 pounds, and I have a 7-inch wrist. So every watch looks big on me. This watch, as far as measurement, is about 19 millimeters in case thickness, and then about 50 millimeter in case diameter. Not a small watch by any means. Since I got it real quick here, I like to do this once in a while. Is just kind of show you what it looks like compared to your standard size Rolex watch. In case you're not used to seeing what the difference is. Quite a difference. 36 millimeter, that's your standard, I would say, standard size men's watch. So if you're new to this whole oversized watch thing, you know, that's kind of the difference there. They're definitely statement pieces, let me tell you. And I'm not really sure what else I can compare it to. I have a few, I mean, sound like I don't have watches to compare it to, but something you might recognize. Standard G-Shock watch. Get an idea there. Quite a bit larger. Motherfucker. That's some bullshit. Man. Well, power went out, folks. That kind of sucks. I guess I'll just run with it. Let me turn on some lights again. Alright, well, I was concluding the video anyway, but that kind of sucks. My computer just shut down, and that's terrible when that happens. It takes me hours to get the thing back up sometimes. Man, power's been going out like crazy lately. Alright, well, showing you the G-Shock watch. Showed you that. Let me go ahead and put that away. So close to being done with that video. Okay, well, might as well just continue on. I'm going to show you a couple different angles of the watch here. Lighting's really good over here. Alright, folks, well, there you have it. Subaqua Noma 3. Get a little club vibe going here if you like. There you go. A little color change in action for you. Alright, well, I know that video was very unorthodox compared to the other videos that I make, but you know what? These are regular, average Joe, everyday videos where I'm just being real with you. I love these watches. Subaqua Noma 3. Awesome. Get it in your collection. Get the Subaqua Noma 5 first, like I said in my last video. And remember, check out PHATKATWatches.com for more of this stuff. More links to reputable sellers. It does help to support the channel. I gotta say it in every video, why not, right? And man, folks, subscribe to the channel if you like the content. As always, have a great night, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.